but it stuck with me. So when Andy says gold, that's where my mind goes, but I don't think so. I think we can only hope.
Now, wait a second. While we're on Salt Lake, what did you think this week of Jen Shah's posting about the one-on-one with Andy Cohen, which is now not happening? And she makes it sound like it's because of her, because she is not going to speak on various legal things that Bravo has basically said, we're going to ask you these questions. What was your take on that statement? Like,
I'm looking for, because I read it.
I got it here. On January 6th,
yeah,
I won't read it all, but basically she says, on January 6th, I stood before Judge Stein, asked him to see me not as a fictionalized character, but as the real Jen Shah. I am now at a point legally, emotionally, and mentally where I can answer some questions and provide a few unknown details about my case. I want and need to share these critical facts. I owe it to those that love and support me to hear the truth. I will not be doing the one-on-one with Andy Cohen and Bravo because of their unwillingness to remove contractual provisions that would allow the network to legally make misrepresentations of me and my story relating to any and all topics prior to and during the course of my participation. Then she goes on, many people that support me, blah, blah, blah. I will share my story and this painful part of my life very soon, Jen Shah. Thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm uttering these words. Well, I mean, basically what she's saying is like, I signed a contract when I started this, and the contract says I have absolutely no, I mean, that's what the Bravo contract says, as in the business, Sarah, as any reality
I just
TV.
signed one. I will not reveal what it's about, but my husband and I are going to be doing some TV appearances, and we just signed one.
Really?
Which basically says, even further, we have the right to use your image, what you say, any way we want, any way we want to edit. We can edit out of sync. We can edit. Yes. I will tell you offline. I cannot announce it at all now, but I will tell you offline. But we just signed one. And my husband was like, this is crazy. And I said, well, you better be careful.
Sign it, sweetie.
We signed it.
No, I mean, right. So that is what you sign, and that is how it works. And we can edit anyway, and we can edit out of order. And this is just what it is. We will edit it any way we want. So that's basically what she's saying, that she's going to sit there and tell what she believes is her truth, and that it could be edited in any way. So, I mean, I can't believe I'm uttering these words. I tend to believe this. I tend to believe that that Andy wanted this and the network wanted it. Like, why wouldn't they want it? And she's, and they're just like, we can edit it any way we want. And someone is like, girl. Now, a lot of fans and people are saying, yeah, you're afraid, girl. Like, you're afraid to face the questions and answers. And now you pled guilty. So a lot of people online are like, that she's afraid of, Andy's not going to come there with his dick up his ass. He's not going to be, on RuPaul's Drag Race with a shit tucked behind his ass. He's going to come there with a big heart on and come for her in a nice, polite way. Right. And people are like, she can't handle. I mean, you said you were innocent. I mean, question one, you said you were innocent for 9 months. You said it on the reunion. You said it to the whole world, and you pled guilty. You're guilty. So what was that about when you pled innocent? Next question. Why'd you lie to us in Bravo and Meredith for Stevie? I mean, as light as the questions are, she's going to have. So people are saying, really, she's afraid.
Wait. You don't think it's about money? You don't think that maybe the money was really low to do this special? And
that was my third.
Write a book in jail?
Yes, that's my third thing I'm getting to. I think that this smells like a money. Yeah, she's basically saying, I'll tell my story soon. Well, everyone wants it now. Listen, she's not speaking for free, period. So she would have gotten money, and she wants more. Yeah, as she should. I mean, you have $6 million of restitution to pay back. Yeah, mind you guys, let's just put this in perspective. Let me just put this in perspective, everyone, because I know lots of people who wrote housewife books. We can all get off on ourselves. And I wrote a book and all of this. Very few housewife books really succeed and really make a lot of money, and people really get paid a huge, Harry, that book that sold 1.4 million copies, the biggest first day, he got paid a shitload of money.
Well, right.
No,
'Cause, yeah, you're married.
we have a new memoir coming out now, and it's from a woman named Pamela Anderson. I would tend to think Pamela fucking Anderson got a shit boatload of money for her fucking book. Let's keep going, guys. Like, there are people that get Jen Shah, listen, is there money there? Absolutely. Will she get a book deal? Absolutely. Is this going to break the bank? No, there's no $6 million for a fucking book. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
but I bet she could secure $1 million book deal. I mean, people,
probably a million, but I wouldn't.
million. I think she could get $1 million. And if you've got $6 million in restitution there, you've just knocked off a six. I mean, I don't know. I think she could get $1 million because people are curious. People want to know, and this was in the finale of Salt Lake. What was that piece of evidence or that person? What was the thing that was so overwhelming that they were not going to be able to, or maybe it was just, look, you roll the dice with a judge and a jury. Which it sounds like in these federal cases, Joe Giudice said this, you settle with the feds. You just don't go because the feds have endless resources. We saw this with the Chrisleys, endless resources, endless abilities. It's very hard to beat the feds. So maybe, they said to her, you're rolling the dice for 22 years.
Is that what it was? Or the difference? Because it could have been like 30. No. I mean, like, I didn't even think it was 22 total. I thought it was like 30 to 40 total that she could have gotten.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was super high. I mean,
that's why every fucking case always settles. Civil, defamation, whatever it is, I'm suing you for stealing my business idea. Every case, they're like, you could win at trial, and that's going to be $250 for a civil trial, and you might lose. And so you're like, this person is, you're suing for $100,000. This person is offering you 15.
Yeah, but
sometimes you want 100 or you want 15 today, and every time they all settle. 99, they all settle. Yeah, sometimes your lawyer says don't settle. Yeah, but they also, I mean, right. So do I really think there was one piece of evidence? Maybe, but right. It could have just been like,
I think she's go. Yeah. And I can't remember. Did the Chrisleys get their sentences before? No. She pled guilty before she knew their outcome.
But I think someone said, like, you're going to go to trial, and this is the feds, and the judge, everyone's going to be pissed off. And then that's it. This is up to 40 years. So you're going to lose at trial. You might get 32 years or 19 years.
Yeah.
And she's probably like, and they're like, we can't promise you anything. But in our professional opinion, if you plead guilty, we expect 10 years at the most. 10 years at the most. And she says, okay, well, they're like, we strongly advise you take your 10 years. And look, she gets 6.5. And it's all like, holy shit. If she went to trial, the same thing would be happening in March 13th, and it would be 31 years. And she's
she
like,
would have gotten double
6.
or more.
And then when she hears 6, she wets herself and then takes everyone out for an Italian dinner. Well, this is why, people. This is why. So I don't know. I don't know if there's really a piece of evidence that but that's what they say. They say there's one thing that you absolutely couldn't have won on. I would like to know that myself. But I do think before we wrap up, because we're going to have to go. We're going to have to do our next. We're going to talk about Heather's house the next time, because I'm not thrilled with Heather in this house.
Really? Why? I thought, this is good.
I've got some issues. But I think that's the whole thing, right? I think that is the I think someone said to her, Bravo offered you,
250,000 or something.
And I don't even think it was that much. I would have think Bravo would have offered like $100,000, to be honest with you, like maybe even less. And they were like, girl, you save every word for your book. You have one play on this, right?
You have one play.
So I think someone's like, and it's against everything. This monster. I'm going to say the word monster. This monster stands for, because this monster loves fame even more than money. I mean, she was making money, girl. You should have and she didn't get caught because of the show. She did not get caught because of
Oh, they
Salt
were
Lake.
watching her long before
Yeah,
that.
but she loves the fame. I think it took everything in her power to have a lawyer draft this statement. I think Jen Shah would love to go sit down with Andy Cohen. She would wet herself to have a one-on-one special. The only people in history were Teresa, Nene Leakes, Bethany Frankel, and Jen Shah. She would have loved that. But no, I think someone's like, girl, it's get the fame out of your head because you need to hold out for your $1 million book deal and just shut the fuck up. And I think that I think they had to handcuff her in her own home to not say yes to this, but she passed. So that's what I think it is. I do think it's a money play. Yes.
All right.